What's up, guys? It's Dave. I am going to go over the weekly charts for the kind of market analysis sector review. So let's get to it. Here I'm on Trade Ideas per usual. I like to put everything organized in the position of 5-day range. So basically where it's at and how it ended the week. So I have that organized here, and we're going to start off with, let me type in SPY here first, actually. All right, so SPY, if you zoom out, it's beautiful. Cup, it hit highs back in 2021 Cup, and it's just been running ever since the lows of October 2022. Right, had a nice pullback here down to that trend line, and it's just grinding. It's respecting the 10 EMA, the 20 EMA, and it just continues to move on upwards. It broke new highs here. It spent this week at the new highs. You can see, though, there's something going on with the trend lines, which the initial trend line from the very lows here, it's getting far away from it. Then I drew another trend line here. It's getting further away from that, and now we even have a steeper trend line here. So the trend lines are starting to get steeper and steeper. The chances of a pullback, in my opinion, are starting to increase. I would welcome it, but we're basically only the first week out, second week of this 1, 2, 3-ish week consolidation period, with us breaking out last week. So this could continue on for maybe another week, potentially two. I have no idea. I don't predict things. I just play with the charts telling. As long as it continues to respect these EMAs, these moving averages, and the chart points upwards, then I have no interest in shorting anything, especially on the weekly. Now, looking at the daily quickly for SPY here, you can see that last week we spent 1, 2, 3, 4 all last week, these 5 days, basically in a range, right? And that range was 585 to 578, 579, somewhere around there, right? So it did print new highs on Thursday, you can see, but ultimately it closed back in the range. It was an inside day on Friday to Thursday. This just could be adding up some compression. Prices are being accepted up here, and if demand is still there, it's going to continue to push prices higher. Otherwise, we could be getting some trapped longs in here, and then we could get a little pullback to see how many longs come out of that before we continue on higher. We shall see. Next, I'll go to the Qs. Actually, let me just do that real quick. I'll go to the Qs. You can see that we're still struggling to get to all-time highs in the Qs. However, the overall trend is still upwards. I don't know why this line saves like that. There you go. Overall trend is still upwards. We have a nice little rounding bottom here with some consolidation. An inside day on Friday. This could just be building up some compression here. But looking at the weekly, nice rounding, uptrend still. I'm getting tightened consolidation. Everything's still pointing upward. So I'm interested in that. All right, let's go to the Dow next. This just continues to grind higher. I don't know what more is to say about that. It broke these highs, came back into the range, failed to break lower, and then just ripped right back out on the retest right here this week on early September. So this just continues to grind higher. EMAs are pointing upwards. Pullbacks I think are viable in this type of situation, in this type of market, this type of looking chart. Gold running on up. We had 1, 2, 3 weeks of consolidation. Last week it broke out on that on some decent strength. So just kind of looking to see how that goes. It broke out of this base here and just has run ever since. XLB. This is going to annoy me. Hang on. Let me adjust this. There we go. XLB, you can see nice rounding bottom, broke out, came back to retest that. It was also a price correction to the 10 EMA, and now it's pushing off of it last week. So XLB looks strong. Let's go XLY. XLY broke out of this base here. This guy here came back, kind of looked like the Dow, I guess. Tested all the way at the end of the range, broke that low, and then continued on up. Let me show you what I'm more so talking about. You see it with the lines. So we had some, I'd say, resistance around there, and then support around. So we had a look above and fail, tagged at the opposite end of that range, look below and failed, came out of that range, held the range, and then we moved up, right? So this is the range expansion happening here. It's holding above the 10 EMA, looks strong to continue on, in my opinion. XLRE, real estate, nice pull back to the 10 EMA on the weekly here. It's spent the last 4 weeks coming down. So we had a nice push up last week, looking strong. Some names might be interesting in there. Just looking at the weekly real quick, this kind of looks like a reverse Head and Shoulders, right? Left shoulder head, then there's the right shoulder neckline, breaks it, strong move. Now we're getting the first pullback to the 10 EMA. So this is looking strong. This could continue on to maybe tag this level around here, which it already did. There we go. So this might be the pullback that just needed to gear up to find supply and then kind of move on through. And then, once it does that and prices accept into there, we'll go around, maybe we go level by level from there. That's kind of what I'm seeing with XLRE. Already did Dow. XLF, look at this. Broke out of this consolidation last week and had a nice strong continuation. I think this percentage of the S&P 500 is like 13%, so it's a heavier weighted sector. And so it's pulling away from the 10 EMA. So all the bank stocks and all the financials and things like that, they could be getting a little extended on the daily. So a pullback might be in order here to the 10 EMA, or, maybe just to retest this area close to where it broke out, 46.20, somewhere around there. We'll see. XLU breaking highs here. Okay. It had a retest of it 2 weeks ago, not last week, because last week had a strong move, but retested here the week of 10.7 and then 10.14 this last week. It continued to push on up. So utilities might still be a good look as well. XLC continues just to grind higher, breaking into new highs last week. IWM, you can see it's still stuck in a range. However, it's getting tighter. So we still have an uptrend here. And so as long as that uptrend line continues as support, I can see just pressure building more and more. And eventually, these guys will most likely break this to 2750 area and then maybe run to these highs next. Hit that, chop around, maybe price pullback, and then break out to even news highs. Because look at how long they've been consolidating for. This is a huge base. So IWM, if I might look into some names for a longer term hold, longer time frame to hold instead of do what I typically do of trading. XLI, you can see nice base on the weekly, broke out a few weeks ago, 2 months ago or so, maybe 2.5. Retested it on this red and then on this red bar early September and just been pushing away ever since. It is getting a little extended here. You can see all the space from the 10 EMA. The pullback is probably welcome. Qs already went over it. XLP, nice pullback to the 20 EMA on the weekly here after breaking this big base. It is pretty close to, it dipped through, but you could, if you wanted to, you could treat it as a test of the topping tail there. And it's holding that, right? Tag close to the 20 EMA, holding the 10 EMA. It did end with a topping tail last week, so we'll see what this week continues to look like. But overall, look, it's in a strong uptrend. So things continue to move on up like that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go. He had a pullback to the trend line. That's pretty nice. Just that. There you go. Pull back to the trend line. So we'll see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times now. It's certainly trending. XLK technology has yet to hit the highs yet on the weekly. I have a feeling it's most likely coming though. So EMAs price upwards, right? This market's looking strong. Pullback breakout area here, 20 EMA, and then energy. This has broken this downtrend line. So looks like you can treat this as a downtrend line break with a retest of last week. So something like that. We'll see if that, oh no, there we go. We'll see if that plays out. Otherwise, it's just kind of been in a consolidation. Price hasn't been doing anything too crazy. It's just been pretty choppy, especially if you look on the, I didn't mean to do that, especially if you look on the daily chart. It's just super whippy. So we can do something like that, right? So we'll see if this downtrend line breakout and retest has any juice to it, anything to it. UNG, United Natural Gas Fund, that is just kind of hitting these lows again. We'll see if it holds. This could potentially be a good risk reward area off these lows, and if it breaks it, all of these, this can continue to just go down. It's still downtrending. EMAs are downtrending. This is just downtrending. It does look like it's in a slight little consolidation here, but it depends on if price wants to break these lows and continue on down. Kind of, similar to this long consolidation here, and it broke those lows and it consolidated, try to break higher, hit that supply. So we'll see. All right, going on to sectors here. Again, I organized it ETFs. I organized it to strongest for this past week. So silver, super strong on the weekly. Broke up to, I'm pretty sure these are all-time highs. Well, maybe not all time, but not all times. But certainly for a long time, ever since, they broke these highs here, either way. So it broke the May highs, at least, right? Either way, it looks strong. Another silver miners ETF looking strong, coming close to this potential resistance here at this 410. Let's go to medical devices ETF. That looking like it wants to continue on higher too on a breakout. Maybe it has this 62.73. I also like to look at Jets. Jets look super strong. The only thing is look how many weeks it has up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So out of the past 11 weeks, 9 of them have been green, with 2 of them being inside weeks. So this has been on a very strong run. I would not be shocked if we had some sort of pullback here, especially if it hits this level where it's at here, this 2250-ish. As you can see, it's acted as supply in the past, right? And so it looks like it's still trying to clear out these guys and then these guys above. It's taken a long time to do so, but overall, it looks okay. I'm expecting a pullback. URA hitting these highs, uranium ETFs, right? After a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, am I counting that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. Week prior was an inside week. Last week, peep the volume though. It's some pretty decent volume. So this, I don't know, it's at the top. So this might be, I don't know, I don't want to say a blow off top, but an exhaustion top maybe. And we'll see how that goes. RSP, the overall market, this is just equally weighted S&P 500, This just continues to uptrend, right? So overall, everything looks pretty healthy to me. I think dips are buyable on most of these names. Let me look at TAN real quick. I like to look at TAN as well. This is just, I don't know, solar, not looking the best. We'll see if we get some more downside to it. Let's look at semiconductors as well. This continues to kind of just chop sideways at this resistance level here. Last week was bearish engulfing on volume 2. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I don't predict things. Just play the price. The 50 SMA continues 1, 2, 3. Continues to be support, so it's catching up. So maybe it just needs to consolidate up here, let the 50 SMA catch on up, where a lot of institution and funds and managers, things like that, have algos to buy, basically. And then maybe that will start to build a strong enough position, take up supply, and then break these highs and continue on upwards. All right, so that's my prep for the week. It gives me a good idea of what the overall market's looking like, what maybe names I need to look into specifically or sectors I need to look into specifically. Hopefully it helps. Hopefully it makes sense. Good luck this week. Stay safe. Use your risk. Manage your risk. Use stops. Have a good one. Later.